The guy I was seeing had a breakdown after I spent too long texting on my phone. When I first met Michael, he was 45 and I was 28, he was tall and charismatic, and he had a charm about him that appealed to my insecurities, but I had no idea how much trouble I was in until 3 months into dating. He would habitually approve certain behaviors, like holding my cutlery in a certain way or where I would place my clothes in his flat. These came across as innocuous, but every time I did something he disliked, he would sit me down and give me a lesson almost like a life coach. He was never overtly aggressive, but he always made me feel so guilty, and I guess I am trying to figure out what his issue was. One evening I was sitting with him texting on my phone. I hadn't spoken to my friend in a while, so we were firing messages back and forth. I would have called her, but I was visiting Michael. Admittedly, I shouldn't have been on my phone, as that was rude, but I didn't mean to be. However, instead of raising this issue with me straight away, he waited until the evening was over. He sat me down on his bed like a child and lectured me for 2 hours straight. He told me that I was a hypocrite because I hated it when he was on his phone all the time. I questioned this judgment of me because he was always glued to his phone, and therefore, I thought that was socially acceptable around him because he did the same in my presence. He told me how selfish I was for prioritizing my own needs over his, and how I was emotionally neglectful. This seemed like a lot of information bubbling to the surface, so I asked him if there were things in our relationship that he was avoiding or suppressing, and that is when he unloaded all the reasons I irritated him. I stacked the plates in the wrong size and color order when I helped empty the dishwasher. I didn't fold his t-shirts correctly. He hated it when I left empty mugs by the sink and that I would use the wrong knives to cut vegetables. He didn't want to cause conflict, so he let it build until he snapped. I sat and patiently listened. Another 2 hours went by, and when all was said and done, I took out a notebook and asked him to follow me downstairs to my living room. He lay on the couch and we discussed some potential causes for his anxieties. I should never have started dating one of my patients.